Welcome to Date Safe in the Philippines. I'm Mia, and today I'm going to share the 7 dating traps that cost foreign men the most money here in the Philippines. Some of these traps are obvious, some are sneaky, and a few of them might even surprise you. But here's the thing. Every single one of these traps has emptied the wallets of thousands of foreigners who came here looking for love. And I don't want that to happen to you. Please subscribe first. I promise the advice I share here can save you from heartbreak, scams, and so much stress. Don't wait until you're already in trouble. So let's get started with trap number 1. Trap number 1, the emergency fund girlfriend. This is probably the most common trap of all. You meet a sweet Filipina online or maybe in person. Things are going great. She's attentive, she's kind, she laughs at your jokes, and she makes you feel like a king. And then it starts. Her mother got sick. The hospital bill is 50,000 pesos. Her brother got into an accident. The motorcycle needs repairs. The landlord is threatening to kick her family out. Her nephew needs school fees or he can't graduate. Every week there's a new emergency, and because you care about her, you send the money. You want to help? You're a good guy. But here's what you don't realize. For some Filipinas, you are the emergency fund. You are the ATM that never closes. And the emergencies will never stop because as long as you keep paying, she'll keep finding new ones. I knew a foreigner who sent over 500,000 pesos in emergency money over 6 months. That's almost 10,000 US dollars. When he finally came to the Philippines to meet her, she had a boyfriend, a local boyfriend. And all that emergency money? It was paying for their life together. The way to avoid this trap is simple but painful. Don't send large amounts of money to someone you haven't met in person. And even after you meet, take your time. Real emergencies happen, yes. But if every week is an emergency, then the only real emergency is that you need to run away. Trap number 2, the investment scam. You want to help your Filipina build a future, so you decide to invest in a business for her. Maybe it's a sari-sari store, maybe it's a small restaurant, maybe it's a salon or a laundry shop. You send the money for the setup, the equipment, the inventory, and the first few months of rent. You feel good. You're not just giving her money, you're giving her a future. But then something funny happens. The business never quite gets off the ground. There are delays. There are problems with permits. The location wasn't right, so they need to move. The equipment broke and needs replacing. And suddenly, the business that was supposed to cost 200,000 pesos has cost you 500,000, and it still isn't open. Or worse, the business does open and it runs for a while, but somehow it never makes any profit. There's always some expense eating up all the revenue, and when you finally visit, you discover that her family has been eating the inventory, her cousins have been borrowing from the cash register, and the whole thing was never really a business at all. It was just a more complicated way to ask for money. If you want to help your Filipina start a business, my advice is to wait until you're here. Be involved in the planning, see the location yourself, meet the people who will be running it. And most importantly, don't put in more money than you can afford to lose completely. Because in many cases, that's exactly what you're going to do. Trap number 3, the house and lot trap. This one is classic. Your Filipina tells you that her dream is to have a house for her family. Maybe they're living in a small nipa hut. Maybe they're renting a cramped apartment. And you, being the generous and loving foreigner that you are, decide to make her dream come true. So you send money for a lot, then money for construction materials, then money for workers, then money for more materials because the prices went up, then money for the roof, then money for the electrical, then money for the plumbing, then money for the gate and the fence. And by the time it's finished, you've spent 2 or 3 million pesos on a house that you cannot own. That's right, foreigners cannot own land in the Philippines. The house is in her name, or maybe it's in her mother's name. And if the relationship ends, guess what? You have nothing. She has a house. You have memories and a much lighter bank account. I've seen this happen so many times. Foreigners who built beautiful houses in the province, then broke up with their Filipina and had to walk away with nothing. Some of them even had to watch as their ex moved her new boyfriend into the house they paid for. If you're going to build a house in the Philippines, do it after you're married and do it with a proper legal agreement. Or better yet, just rent for a while until you're absolutely sure the relationship is solid. A house should be a celebration of a strong relationship, not a gamble on one that's still new. Trap number 4, the family expansion package. You fell in love with one Filipina, but somehow you ended up supporting 15 people. Her mother, her father, her brothers, her sisters, her nieces, her nephews, her aunts, her uncles, and that one cousin who nobody can quite explain, but who always seems to need money for something. Family is important in the Philippines. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. We take care of each other here, but some families see a foreigner as a golden ticket, and they will milk that ticket for everything it's worth. It starts small. Can you help with my brother's medicine? Can you pay for my nephew's school uniform? Can you lend my father some money for his fishing boat? And before you know it, you're the unofficial sponsor of an entire barangay. The trap here is that if you say yes to everything, you'll never stop saying yes. The requests will keep coming. And if you try to say no after saying yes for so long, suddenly you're the bad guy. Suddenly you don't really love her. Suddenly her family is talking about how cheap and selfish you are. My advice? Set boundaries early. It's okay to help sometimes, but make it clear that you're not a bank. Help with real emergencies, not with every small request. And watch carefully to see if your Filipina protects you from her family's demands or if she's the one making them. Trap number 5, the visa bait. Some Filipinas don't want your money. Well, they do want your money, but what they really want is a visa. They want a ticket out of the Philippines. And if marrying you and pretending to love you for a few years is the price of that ticket, they're willing to pay it. You meet her, you fall in love, you bring her to your country. She's sweet and loving for a while, but then she gets her permanent residency, or she meets someone else, or she just decides that she's tired of pretending, and suddenly she wants a divorce, or she disappears, or she brings her ex-boyfriend over on a tourist visa and you find them together in your apartment. This trap is harder to avoid because the Filipinas who are running this game are often very good at it. They know exactly what to say and how to act. The best defense is time. Don't rush into marriage. Don't rush into visa applications. Make her prove her love over months and years, not weeks. And pay attention to how interested she is in the visa process compared to how interested she is in you. If she's always asking about the visa timeline but never asking about your day, that's a red flag the size of the Philippine flag. Trap number 6, the shopping spree sweetheart. You're here in the Philippines and you want to spoil your Filipina. That's natural. You want to show her a good time. So you take her shopping at SM or Robinsons, and she starts picking things out. A dress, some shoes, a bag, makeup, clothes for her mom, a gift for her sister, a new phone because her old one is slow. And you keep saying yes because she's so happy, and you like making her happy. But at the end of the day, you look at the receipt and realize you just spent 80,000 pesos on a single shopping trip. Some Filipinas view shopping with a foreigner as their chance to get everything they've ever wanted. And if you keep saying yes, they'll keep asking. The trap isn't that she asks, it's that you don't know how to say no without feeling like a cheap guy. Here's the truth. A Filipina who really loves you will not expect you to buy her everything. She'll be happy with small gifts. She'll be embarrassed if you spend too much. She'll even try to stop you from buying things because she doesn't want you to think she's with you for money. If your Filipina's eyes light up only when your wallet opens, then you know where you stand. Trap number 7, the long-distance money pit. You met a Filipina online. You've been chatting for months. You've fallen in love through video calls and messages. You send her money for internet so you can keep talking. You send her money for food because she said she was hungry. You send her an allowance every month because you're in a relationship and that's what boyfriends do. But you've never actually met her. Or maybe you met her once, for 1 week, 6 months ago. The long-distance money pit is one of the most expensive traps because it can go on for years without you ever realizing how much you've spent. A few thousand pesos here, a few thousand there. GCash transfers every week. load for her phone, money for her birthday, for Christmas, for her mother's birthday, for her nephew's graduation, for every little occasion she can think of. And then one day, you add it all up and realize you've sent her the equivalent of a car, or a house, or several years of your salary for a relationship that exists mostly in your phone. My advice is simple. If you're going to be in a long-distance relationship with a Filipina, set a hard limit on what you send. And more importantly, have a plan to actually be together. If you're not working toward being in the same place, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a subscription service. Let me conclude by saying that not every Filipina is running a scam. Most Filipinas are good, honest, loving women who want real relationships. But the traps I've talked about today are real, and they catch foreigners every single day. The best way to protect yourself is to take your time, keep your eyes open, and remember that real love doesn't require you to empty your bank account. What do you think? Have you encountered any of these traps? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. I'm Mia, and I'm here to help you date safe in the Philippines.